Hello,
So,
Kat.
good evening and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And thank you so much for joining Connection Cafe. I'm just going to put everybody on mute, just so we can focus on Norie. Obviously, I won't put Norie on silent. You can come off. So you can unmute. Clearly, you need to unmute, Norie.
I have unmuted. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. So good evening and welcome, everyone. Welcome to More Yoga Connection Cafe. My name is Yvonne, and this series is called Yoga Journeys. And Yoga Journeys was born out of, well, Connection Cafe was born out of lockdown last March. We're coming up to a year. Can you believe it, right? So Connection Cafe was a way for us to connect through lockdown. And then in the summer, when the Black Lives Matter protests happened, I was asked to create a space for yogis of color in some description. So I came up with this idea to amplify the voices and share the stories of yogis of color. So I asked the same 10 questions of all the yogis, but obviously the answers are so wonderfully different. It just makes for great, interesting listening and watching. So I'm really, really, really pleased this evening to introduce you to Norie Jones.
Thank you.
Welcome, Norie. How are you this evening?
Yes, I'm a bit nervous, but I think I'll be all right.
Yeah. You'll be absolutely fine. Remember, we said it's a conversation, yeah? It's your journey. Don't be nervous. I mean, I say that, but yeah, when I did mine, it was a bit like, it's fine. It's a conversation. It's relax and enjoy. Take your time. It's your stage. And you've got your lovely students here joining in to see you. So
I saw my niece as well. My niece is there as well. Hi, Vanessa.
Oh, how wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so before I move into the Yoga Journeys questions, I'm going to get you to do this kind of 30-second lift pitch or the lift intro. 30-second lift intro. How would you introduce yourself? Who is Norie Jones?
Well, Norie Jones is a yoga teacher. I'm a teacher for More Yoga, and I've taught in a lot of More Yoga studios and other studios as well. And well, when you come to my classes, you'll just have to smile. That's it.
Oh, wonderful.
You know me. Those of you who come to my classes, I always encourage everyone to smile.
Yeah, you have a very infectious smile, like all your pictures, and even just looking at you, there's always this beaming smile, which is just so infectious. So that's wonderful. So thank you so much. So are you ready for the Yoga Journeys questions?
Sure.
Okay, starting off. Honoring our ancestors, tell us your family lineage.
Okay, so I'm originally from the Philippines, and so there's no other nationality, so just pure Filipino. Okay. So literally, my mom and dad, where they came from, they live across the way from each other.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Okay, really?
Like, wow. So the same street. So my mom's family lives on the if we're looking towards up, my mom looks towards the right side of the street, and then my dad lives on the left side of this right side of the street. So yeah.
So it was really like not quite the girl next door, the girl across the road. Yeah. Love it. Okay. Excellent.
But yeah, no, it's so I grew up in the Philippines, and just if people are interested, I am actually 54. So yeah, so that was I was born.
You look good, girl. You look good.
I was born in 1966, and I grew up in a very poor family. That's just put out the way. Very full family, and I was sorry, here we go. I don't want to cry.
Have you got the tissues nearby? We talked about this. Have the tissues.
That's a good thing, actually. I forgot to put my tissues.
Take your time.
So yeah, I grew up with a very poor family. My mom was a washerwoman.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a carpenter.
Okay.
And there were like 9 of us. So I have got 4 brothers and 4 sisters.
Wow.
I know.
Where are you in the 9?
Right in the middle.
In the middle, okay.
2 older brothers,
Right.
2 sisters, me, two sisters, and then 2 more brothers.
Oh my gosh, it's like alternated.
Yeah. I don't know how they planned it.
Excellent. Wow.
And yeah. So it was really hard. I grew up from the age of about 5 until about I was about 13. We lived in my grandfather's small holding, no electricity.
Wow.
No running water, no toilets.
Wow. Wow. And you see the life we have today, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
It was hard. And it's I was always hungry.
Wow.
So and that was in the past. Now obviously we move on.
What do you think got you through? Look, and you know, I really respect you for sharing that so openly. So thank you. What do you think got you through that time? Because you know that's tough for a young person, for any person, any family members. And you say you're a pretty sizable family. So what do you think? You know, how did you get through?
I think my mom and dad were very, very good. They're very, very loving. And they just thought of us all the time. And there were times when, you know, you just don't know when you're going to eat, or if you are going to eat.
Right.
So it's like hand to mouth most of the time.
Right.
And I was just lucky because my first 2 brothers, they managed to go to secondary school. So primary school, when you in my town, when you're of school age, you have got a place at the primary school.
Right.
So my first 2 elder brothers, they managed to go to what you call high school. Mm-hmm. But my 2 sisters, my 2 oldest sisters, once they finished their primary school, they had to work at factories. That's just how life was.
Right.
It was it was in the 70s, and it was just the way what it was, and we just had to get on with it. Mm-hmm. And for me, from the age of I went to school and I was 8 because of the school year, because the school year in the Philippines starts in June. Mm-hmm. So it's like the American sort of like system. And so they wouldn't admit me because I was too young. So they had to admit me when I was 8. So from the time I was able to do my reckoning that I can add and subtract, I was about 9. I was out there, I was working.
Wow.
You have to because there's no money. So my mom and dad were, you know, working every day, and you know, once they get paid, that's when they get the food. And and you know, we went to school, and it was tough, and every single one of my member of my family have got a story to tell.
Wow. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
No wonder you always have a smile on your face, because you really appreciate the life you have, right?
Yeah, you have to, I keep thinking now, you know, sometimes when you say you're tired, when I was a child, when I say I'm tired, I was tired. My hands will be bleeding because I was helping my mom do the washing. Wow. And you know, we used to live near a river, and that's where we used to my mom used to do the washing. She washes clothes for other people, and I used to help her. And I remember, so when you say tired, I know what tired means. You're tired when your young body you're so stiff, you can't sleep. Wow. Your hands are bleeding because the detergent that we were using was so strong, you know, and it's it was hard. And I used to do every single thing earn a bit of money so that I can get my notebooks for school and everything that you can, everything you can think of. And this is just sort of like, just because it will sort of tie into another thing later on.
No problem.
And, used to, I used to sort of work for relatives, you know, nannying, housework and everything like that. And we used to be maltreated quite a lot.
Wow.
Sort of like, you know, just being, you know, there were times when not really beaten up, but you know, you get slapped in the face, and you will get sort of, if you didn't wash a dish that's perfectly well, your face will sort of get into your things like that. I mean, it's
I really, really respect you for sharing this story with us. I really appreciate it, Norie. Tough lady. Lady.
I've been through so much. So
wow.
I'm 54.
I'm so glad you're here with us to, you know, tell us more about your journey. Happy to continue with the rest of the questions.
Yes. Okay. I just thought I'll get that out so that it might tie in with something else a bit later on.
Yeah, and there's always a bit at the end where I get you to, if you think you've forgotten anything and you want to retouch anything, you can absolutely do that, because it's your conversation, right? So whatever you want to share. So where, when, and with whom was your first yoga class?
Okay, so I think, is it okay if I add a why?
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely.
Okay, so when I had Nicholas, my son, in 2003, and after he was born, I started sort of getting lower back pains. And it just got worse and worse. And I was going to my doctor, and my doctor was just giving me painkillers and said, take these painkillers and then just go to bed. And that's what I did. And it just got worse and worse and worse. Wow. And in 2010, my 44th birthday, so I was 44 on the day.
Yeah.
I dropped my son off to school. Then I went straight to A&E.
Oh wow!
I couldn't get up. I was like horizontal, sort of like I was like this, and I couldn't get up.
Wow!
And my son's school is just around the back of Charing Cross Hospital. So I got to Charing Cross Hospital, and as soon as they saw me, I probably looked like a ghost. They just took my name, and they pull out the stretcher, and they wheeled me in.
Wow!
And it just they just wheeled me in, and I don't know what they did. But I was able to. I spent my birthday at the hospital, and I managed to go home in the evening.
Wow!
But it just got so bad.
And did they say what it was? What was the diagnosis on the?
They couldn't tell me.
Wow.
They couldn't tell me. I think they just gave me a really, really strong painkiller, but that was like injected again.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was
So that was your 44th birthday.
Yeah.
In Charing Cross Hospital with this severe back pain.
Yeah.
And then.
Okay, so that was a wake-up call.
Right.
So I thought, I'm going to take this into my hands now. Obviously, what the doctors are giving me not working. So I started going into acupuncture sessions, massages, and all sort of stuff. And they were sort of fine for about a day or two. But then after that, it was back to square one. And expensive, so expensive. Yeah. And then on my way home one day, so I did that for about a year. And then on my way home one day from work, so I work actually I used to work not very far from my flat. So just around the corner, which is lucky.
And what did you do, for those that don't know? What was your world before a yoga teacher?
I was a graphic designer. I worked as in children's publishing. So I put words and pictures together, liaising with illustrators and authors. And yeah, I did that for 20 years.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah. So on my way home from work, I saw literally a few doors away from me, a fitness studio opened up. Okay, so I said, oh, okay, I haven't seen that before. So I walked in, and there's this Ugandan guy called Philip. He's sort of like, I said, I walked in, I said, oh, hello, can you help me? And he said, what's the problem? I said, shall I list the problems? So when I walked to Philip's fitness studio, I was obviously my back pain. I was overweight. My blood pressure was way too high. My posture was atrocious. I wasn't sleeping well. I was having to, as soon as I get home, reach for a drink. Yeah. So, I don't know. Some people probably that sounds quite.
And you're not talking. You're not talking water, no.
No. No.
Okay.
No, I just and for years I was just sort of like a walking zombie. I had these back pains, and because I was doing that, I was drinking, and and then you eat, and then you eat more, and then you drink, and then you can't sleep, and it's just like
and there goes the cycle. Yeah.
No. So I walked into Philip's fitness studio, and Philip was just like, okay, all right. So you know what? The first thing that Philip said to me, because he took all my details, my blood pressure and all that. They said we'll get you into a little program, and he took some photos. I was like, I said, look, Norie. I said, what? You don't have a bum? I said, oh, for fuck, I'm sorry. Censor. I said, oh, for Christ's sake. Because my posture was just like this. I just slumped. I was just like a real slump. Yeah, apparently I didn't have a bum. I said, okay, right. So okay, yeah. So to cut the long story short, he got me into movement. I started running. I was running every day. 5:30 a.m. I was up. 6 a.m. I was out there running.
Wow.
And and then I was training with Philip once a week for 30 minutes. And then he used to give me exercises. So I was doing that for about nearly a year. And then he said, I think we should up your game up, because you're getting quite strong. And so I think we should you should train a little bit more. So I said, I can't afford it.
Yeah,
I can't afford it. And then he said, I think you should do something else. I mean, you can run and you can train with me for 30 minutes or so, but I should do something else. Why not try yoga? Okay. So I said, oh God, no, not yoga.
Why did you say, oh God, not yoga?
Why did I say that? Because I'm sure people will actually sort of understand this, because I thought yoga was just like, just sit down and like, that's how I thought yoga was.
Yeah, that old myth, eh? Yeah.
So I was like, he said, well, Philip said, you should at least try it, because if you can't, if I couldn't train with him, at least I'm doing something else. I can sort of get into my strength, into my flexibility, and so I said okay. So I
did he recommend somebody?
No, he just said try it. Okay. And I saw a Groupon deal. Yeah, a Groupon deal. I said okay, and it's in Putney. It's called the House of Yoga.
Okay.
And so I live in Fulham, by the way, and it's in Putney. It's called the House of Yoga, and I think they have just started then as well. They just opened, so they are wanting new clients. So I went in there. This is what inspired this conversation, right? Because you saw my first yoga class post.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. So I went in there, and there's these two ladies. I said I was flunked in between these two ladies, so clearly sort of like really flexible, really strong. And I was, when we did the yoga class, the teacher was called Alex, and I have never seen him again. I went to his class. I went to his class, and I didn't see him again in that studio for some reason. Anyway, so these two ladies, as I was when I was doing in the yoga class, they obviously know what they're talking about. They said, "Put your hand there in your downward facing dog. Put your hand there. Spread your fingers wide." I said, "Okay, lift your hips up. Lift your hips up." This is while they're in the downward facing dog. And coming to half one, I said, "Don't turn your foot in. Straighten your foot out."
And these are two other students. These are not the teachers. It's not the teacher.
Yeah, not the teacher.
Wow.
It was so funny. I found it really funny. And they were like in their 60s.
Wow.
But yeah, anyway, so as I was saying in that post that you saw, we went up to I know what bridge. I know how to do a bridge pose, because I've been doing that with Philip. And they said wheel. I said, "What? What's wheel?" And then I just saw these two ladies doing it. I said, "Oh, okay." So I put my hands either side of my ears, and then I lifted up. I said, "Oh!" I was like, oh my god, where am I? I couldn't sort of a place where my head, where my hands are. It was really overwhelming, but I did it. I lifted up.
You did it.
I did it. And I said, oh my god. I was like, oh, I couldn't. It was such a great feeling. It was such a great feeling. And but then I thought, oh my god, it was not what I expected yoga at all. So yeah, that was my first yoga class.
So that's 2004.
No, that was 2012.
2012, beg your pardon, 2012.
Yes.
Wow.
So 2012. So that's again, this will tie in with the later question. So my first yoga class was the 12th of December 2012.
Wow. The Olympic year as well.
Yes.
Amazing. Wonderful. Okay.
So yeah, that was my
and you
first
never
yoga
saw that
class.
teacher since? You've never seen him anywhere else?
No.
Wow, okay.
I know.
Maybe you should try and find him.
I know, I did try, but there's so many Alex yoga teachers called Alex.
Well, you never know, the power of like social media. Maybe he'll see this video on YouTube and say hi.
Yes.
Okay, so when did you realize you wanted to teach?
Okay, so I had been doing yoga for about 2 or 3 years. Again, I was doing yoga because of my lower back pain, and I went to a class once, so not very far from here, and the teacher, sometimes when you go to a class, the teacher say, "Oh, think of someone you love and think of someone you'd like to dedicate your practice to." And the number of times I cried because, I was thinking of my mom, I'm thinking of my son. Visualize their face and they will be like, yeah. I was just like, crying like now.
Yeah.
Anyway, this particular class that I went to, it was a lunchtime class, I remember. And the teacher said, now think of someone you hate.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know, it's different. I said, whoa, okay. Whoa, think of someone you hate. Okay, so just so you know, I used to hold a lot of grudges. I was such an angry person. I was so angry with so many people, as you can imagine, from this childhood that I described earlier. This particular aunt, who I really, really detest, and because she used to do that to me. She used to beat me up, and she even stole my money from me.
Wow.
Yeah, when I was about 10, she stole money from me.
Wow.
Money that I was saving to buy shoes, and she stole it from me. And I growing up, I didn't have shoes. I didn't have like proper new shoes until I was 11.
Wow.
And this particular aunt, so I was thinking I said, oh my God, think of someone I hate. I hated so many people, right? And so there I was. Okay, so who am I going to dedicate my practice to? So I thought of, there are other people as well who I thought actually sort of hated, and people that I thought was like, oh yeah. So throughout the class, the teacher kept saying, are you still thinking of that person you hate? But in my thing, I was like, okay, right, I've thought of my aunt. And what I was waiting for was that seething sort of like anger, like, you know, blood boiling feeling, you know. And so this was it. I thought, oh my God, okay. So I thought of the people who I thought I hated, who I sort of like thought actually sort of mistreated me and, you know, ganged up on me and all that sort of stuff. And at the end of the class, the teacher said, okay, so have you thought of that person you hated? Boom. The reason why I couldn't think of anyone that I hated, because the hate wasn't there, the anger wasn't there. It's just
beautiful.
Like, I was just like a weight, a real weight off my shoulders. It was amazing. And I thought, oh my God, if this practice can do this to me, what else can it do for me? And hopefully the person who I rang straight away after that class, hopefully she gets to watch this. And I rang her up straight away, and I said, because I had been, because before I was just thinking about myself as me, like, you know, I was this, I was mistreated, you know, I was this, I was that, you know, not thinking about other people's stories, about what other people are struggling with. And it's just like me, it's just like, but then I was like, oh my God, what have I done? And I know I was horrible. I was in a way I was also mistreating other people. So that when that weight lifted off me, I thought, oh my God, what else can this practice do for me? So it's sort of my back was, because I was practicing regularly. My back pain was, you know,
gone.
Sometimes it just gone.
Wow.
And then I at work they started saying to me, said, oh Norie, I think we can do some now that you're doing sort of doing your regular classes, I think we can do some short classes in the meeting room. I said, okay. So I started sort of teaching my colleagues. It's like, you know, 30 minutes
before you decided to be a teacher.
Yes.
So they knew you were practicing regularly, so they just asked you to start training. Wow.
So they said, okay. So you know, they were very trusting. They were just like, lunch times. And then we bought cheap mats, and then we started doing sort of like classes. And then from then, one of my teachers said to me, mentioned that he's doing a yoga teacher training. I thought, oh, okay. Yeah, so I thought, oh, why not?
Good for you. So you've moved neatly into the next question, but just before then, just take you back to where you said you hope that the first person you called after that, you know, thinking about the person you hate during class, remember that you can send the link to that person. Yes. So you'll get a link, right? So you can send it to make sure that they get it. Okay?
She watches it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Where, when, and with whom was your first teacher training?
So my first teacher training was with it's called Shanti Power. It's in Wandsworth.
Okay.
In Wandsworth, and it was in September. So the training ran from September to December. So it's like 3 months, weekends.
Intensive.
Yes, and I was working 5 days a week and then training the weekends for 3 months. It was hard.
And what year was that?
Sorry?
What year was that?
Oh, that was 2017.
2017, wow. Okay.
Yes. And then, so I did say that my first yoga class was the 12th of December, 2012.
Yes.
on the 10th of December 2017, I completed my 200-hour training.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So like exactly 5 years.
Amazing. Can you recall, so 2017, okay, so can you recall how many people of color were in your training? In fact, before you say that, how many people were on the training?
There were 11 of us.
Okay.
All women.
All women. Wow. Okay.
And
where are the boys these days?
And there were some of them are like European, but there's just one. So she's I think she's Chinese, Malaysian, and me. And then most of them are sort of like English and Europeans.
So two out of the 11. Okay. Okay. So we're going to move on to highs and lows of the wellness industry. So I always like to start with the lows, and then you can end on the highs.
Okay.
This is whatever comes to mind for you. Yeah. So highs and lows of the wellness industry.
Okay. So for me, I mean, it's changing now, but certainly when I first started, I felt like I am always having to fit in.
Yeah.
You know, I was, was I wearing the brand of leggings that everyone else is wearing, and all that sort of stuff. And there was also, you go to a studio and you know that there's like this cliquey type,
like a little club.
Yeah. I mean, it's changing, but certainly when I first started, there was that, it's just like you have to be of a certain fitness level to be in their group or that sort of stuff. As I said, it's changing, and it's for me. Certainly, this was when I started, and I certainly noticed that, and having to again, like having to fit in. And I've always had that, as a child, because we were very poor. We always having, we didn't have the right clothes. We didn't have. I always have that feeling, and also now, and also because I'm much older than most people.
I hear you. Yeah.
And but no, that is one thing that I noticed. I mean, not all the time, but there was certainly that sort of aspect of the wellness industry. And even when you see adverts, you see sort of like all this really kind of like toned people and all European and it's changed now. Yeah, which is good.
So those are your lows. What are your what are your highs of the wellness industry? What are your highs?
Community
Yay!
Spirit.
Yeah, and, definitely.
I have made so many friends. Some of you, let me see who else is there. Kat, exactly. Amazing guys. I've made so many friends, and I have no idea where to start. I've met so many amazing teachers, so kind, so inspirational.
Yes, indeed.
So supportive, and yogis as well. And it's incredible. It's such an incredible community. Such an incredible community. And that is the highest for me. Yeah, and I've met so many. Yeah.
It's pretty special. Definitely
it
pretty
is
special.
Yes. Yeah.
So do you have one ask of the wellness industry?
Again, like what I said in the lows. I mean, I said it's changing now. Sort of. Actually, I've written so like diversity.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your one ask. Yeah.
Yeah. It's that diversity. So not just race, and also age, and people come from different backgrounds and all that. So everyone's got a different story, and I'm sure social media plays a big part on this, but
absolutely. But
it's a more diverse representation of the people who do yoga.
Definitely.
Well, not just yoga, but every fitness industry, the wellness industry.
Because and I said it on my own interview. There is a responsibility for the industry to make sure it's kind of fully representative, right? With what they're putting out, their images. Do their images truly reflect society, or just that kind of wannabe society?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for that. So we're now in lockdown 3. So we're now in like January 2021. If you're watching this on the catch up. So what has got you through all these lockdowns?
The community of yogis. Yeah. During first lockdown, I was like, I didn't know what I was doing, and people have been messaging me. So, are you doing some online classes? I said, oh, I'm going to do that. And they're like, oh, please consider. We'd like you to sort of do online classes, and also more done for more yoga. It's like, I said, oh, Norie, can you teach online? I said, oh, how do I do that?
Yeah, so we've got to give props to more yoga through getting us through lockdown. I have to say,
more yoga,
absolutely, yeah.
It was incredible, and and then from there I just sort of I thought, okay, I got Zoom, and then I did lots of practice classes with the people who said, oh, you can do it. Oh my God, they start cheering me up. You can do it. And then
and you did it.
And then I did it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So
amazing.
It's incredible. So it's the community again. If not for these yogis who come, and I don't know where I'd be. And also when lockdown was lifted, I started teaching in the park.
Yes,
in the parks.
Yeah.
Incredible. And I have met people in the parks as well who are now regulars to my classes.
That's amazing. Yeah, I used to love your post, seeing you in the park. It looked amazing. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Well done, you.
Yeah.
So can you cast your mind back to like around the summer with the Black Lives Matter protests, George Floyd's terrible killing? Do you remember if you had any increased followers on your Insta or your socials, and did any studios approach you to come and join their teams?
No, I didn't notice any increase in my followers. And no studios actually approached me.
Okay.
As far as I remember, no, there was no change there.
Yeah, because a lot of people were diversifying their feeds to learn more and understand more. So so some yogis have said that they had some increases, but it's just good to know. So now we come to the part where you share what's coming up. What do you want to let us know? Any projects, any plans, retreats? What you got coming up for 2021 that you want everyone to know about?
Okay, so 2021 is a big year.
Woo!
My son will turn 18.
Woo!
He will go to uni.
Amazing, congratulations.
And I will be 55.
Amazing.
And then so it's quite a big year. And with hopefully when lockdown is lifted, first thing I'd like to do, and when we're allowed to travel again, is go back to the Philippines and see my mom and my family.
Yeah, definitely. Lovely. Beautiful.
And I have family in Australia. I'd love to go to Australia. I have family in
lockdown?
Sorry?
Through lockdown you found them?
But sorry.
The family in Australia, have you recently discovered them?
Oh, no. I have they're my brothers.
Oh, I see. I've misunderstood you. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I have 2 brothers in Australia.
Right. Okay.
And I haven't been.
Okay.
They've been there, I don't know, 20 years or so.
Wow. Okay.
And I also have a brother in Hawaii.
Hawaii, nice.
Yeah. And I want to go. Yes. And one of my lovely teachers, she's in Bali. I want to go to Bali.
Beautiful. Yeah, nice. Well, good for you. I hope, as you say, when it's lifted, you can just, pick yourself up and off you go.
Yeah. And
because Nicholas will be at uni, so you can, do what you want.
Exactly. And also, I would love to host workshops and retreats, even if it's just, we'll see how it pans out. I mean, everything's very much up in the air at the moment, so we'll see how it pans out. But
good for you. Just do it. Look in your diary, put it in, and do it.
Yeah. It's all in my diary.
Excellent. Good for you.
Like retreats and workshops. So I am actually sort of starting to sort of do some. Kat just said more park yoga. Yes, more park yoga. Woohoo!
Amazing.
Yes. As soon as the sun comes out, we're out
as soon as the sun comes out. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm actually sort of just starting to sort of do online. Not really I'm trying to sort of it's like a workshop type sessions with the people who practice with me, and I'm just trying that out. So hopefully when lockdown is lifted, I will be able to sort of really host a real one. Not with the guinea pigs.
Good for you.
And retreats. Actually, before lockdown, I already looked at the place near Chichester for a possible retreat. Because a lot of people, there are a few people who always ask me, so do you hold retreats? I said, oh, okay, yeah, that's in the pipeline. And so I started looking for places, and but then lockdown happened.
Okay, yeah.
And then,
They'll all be looking for trade, so I'm sure they'll welcome you with open arms.
Yes.
So you can still get, make an inquiry while lockdown's on.
Yes, absolutely.
So you could secure it. So
I've got a few, and also I would like to do some more training. I would love to do a training in person, another yoga teacher training.
Which style? What style do you think?
Maybe rockets.
Okay.
Pregnancy yoga. Restorative as well, if I get to do that. Yeah. So I know I teach yin, but I'd love to sort of see the difference between restorative and yin. And so it's 2021 is quite packed.
Yeah, sounds it. Enjoy. So before I open up the floor to Q&A, is there anything you want to revisit, anything you want to add, anything you forgot to say? The floor is yours before you take questions.
I don't think so. I think I've got, I think I've managed to sort of like go there without so many tears.
No,
that was a feat.
Yeah, don't speak too soon. Somebody might ask you a question that sets you off, but it's fine. It is what it is. This is your journey. Okay, so wonderful audience. Thank you so much for attending this evening and hearing Norie's lovely journey. Some beautiful, heartwarming stuff she shared with us. So you're welcome to come off mute and ask a question, or equally you can tap it into the chat box. So it's up to you. If you have a question for Norie, please feel free to ask. Floor is yours. This is always quite interesting. Oh, Henry's come off mute.
Thanks for that. That was really great.
Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in.
I have a question. I'm going to start a teacher training, and I just wondered what would be your top tips for when you're starting? Have you got anything that you would definitely do, maybe not do?
For someone who's doing a teacher training, you know what, you will feel it. You will feel it. If I don't know if are you doing it online?
I imagine it will be, at least for a part of it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Again, we are all different. So when I did my teacher training, I was really, I really wanted to do it. So I was sort of like, you know, I put my skates on, and nothing would stop me. Nothing would stop me. Where I was working, I got injured actually. I got injured when I was doing my teacher training. I tripped and I sort of broke my ankle, but that didn't stop me. Yeah, that didn't stop me. I had something on my ankle for like 3 weeks, and I get on with it. And I think if you're really passionate about it, you'll just go in it. Then I'll say just enjoy. Yeah, I think you have to sort of like enjoy it.
Even the homework.
Even the homework. Oh yes, the homework. And I tell you what, during the when I did my teacher training, we also had to practice every day. So practice every day, and yeah, you shouldn't take your practice into the side. You need to practice, which I found really useful. So although you are learning, although you actually sort of you will be doing your the actual practice itself during your training, but training somewhere else. So maybe it's like a different type of yoga or different teacher. Obviously you will be training with your teachers, but if it's a different teacher, it just sort of like give you a different sort of like sight. And and again, everyone is different. For me, I have moved on quite a lot from my teacher training. So I assume this is like 200 hour, yeah? Yeah, so your 200 hours is like your foundation. So it's just the base. It's just to get you started. And once you've done your 200 hours really very basic for me. From what I have learned so much after that, practicing with other teachers. And but yeah, I will say enjoy it. Yeah, I think that's my only tip. You really have to enjoy it. And you will meet a lot of amazing people in your training. Yes. So yeah, I have some people who are actually sort of in my training. We're still in contact, even if they're like on the other side of the world. And you will meet some amazing people. The community is just so good. Yeah. So enjoy it. Enjoy.
Thank you. I'm sure I will. And thanks for the advice.
Thank you so much for asking my advice. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a comment and a question in the box. Now, somebody 6282411183, would you be kind enough to rename yourself just so I can give you a name, even if it's not your real name? Okay. But then the comment says, thanks so much, Norie, for sharing your classes. You're always such a ray of sunshine. And then the question is, how did you get from your village to being a graphic designer?
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I know it was a big leap, wasn't it? So okay, so I it's like it's a real journey for me, because my two elder sisters, they didn't manage to go to high school. I was really lucky, because there was a group of businessmen in my town who gave scholarships to children who deserved it, basically. And basically out of 300 children in my school at that time, they chose 10 children, and that was one of them was me. Wow. And they paid
from 300.
Out of 300 children, they chose 10, and one of them was me. And this again. I thought that I would be sort of like just be helping my mom. I was all set to be a laundry girl. Yeah, because I cried. I cried for like 2 or 3 weeks before school, before all my friends were actually sort of going to school. All my friends were going to high school, and I was like, and my mom was just like, we don't have money to buy food, let alone money to send you to high school, because all the high schools in my town were all private, so there's no state high school in my town. And so that actually sort of changed my life completely. I managed to go to high school, and then when I was at high school, my dad passed away when I was 15. And then when my dad passed away, our fortune changed, because one of my brothers went abroad. We went to work in Saudi Arabia. Mm-hmm. And he managed to give my mom a bit of capital to start her own business. So, so my mom managed to start her own business, and my dad was already sort of gone. And so she managed to send me to uni.
Wow!
I didn't finish it. And then I came here in, so what I did in uni in the Philippines was I wanted to be an architect. Mm-hmm. It was hard. I didn't finish it. I did about 2 or 3 years. I didn't finish it. And then I came here in 1992. And because obviously I was already sort of like over the age of normal, of people going to uni, and they wouldn't, even if I did my high school and I did architecture in the Philippines, they wouldn't honor it. So I had to start again from like doing a foundation course when I was in my 30s, and then I managed to go to uni here.
Excellent.
I did the graphic design course, and then such like ages ago. This was ages ago, and I graduated in 2001.
Amazing.
And then I became a graphic designer. Then from as soon as I finished uni, I had a job in a children's publishing. So sorry, that was like sort of like a little summary.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. So it's your journey. You share what you want to share, and then we open it up to Q&A, and it sometimes fills in another piece if you want to fill that piece. So thank you so much, and I'm sorry that you lost your daddy.
Thank you so much, Evangeline.
Okay. No, that was not Evangeline. That is from the number. I don't need to say the number. Right. I don't know the name, so it's the number. Okay. So this is Evangeline's questions coming up now. So it says, thanks for sharing your wonderful story, Norie. It is so inspiring. And I was just wondering if you have any tips for people trying to build up strength and increase their practice. I've done very little yoga this year, and when I do practice, I find it very difficult stroke painful. My muscles are always stiff. Sorry, I've got to get another message out of the way. Do you have any tips for helping with this and easing into practice again?
I think consistency. I think consistency is the key. You should have seen me. Oh my God, when I first went to when I started sort of doing my exercises with Philip, I mean, like half an hour we'll just be doing bridge because I couldn't do anything else. But because I was so stiff, I have no flexibility. I had no strength whatsoever. And but I think what for me is it's the what do you call it, the encouragement. You need the encouragement of the people around you. Like I had Philip encourage me, said, come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. And I said, no, I can't. Yes, you can. And he just kept saying that to me. And sometimes when you actually sort of say to yourself, I can't do it, sometimes your thoughts actually sort of, you start to believe it. You see what I mean? Yeah. So if you actually sort of say, if you say to yourself, I can do this, you can. And I tell you, it's I know I've just started to learn this recently, and it's such an incredible, what you say to yourself is an incredible help me, Yvonne.
It's quite sorry, the word's gone out of my head as well. You can inspire yourself, you can give yourself, it's like self-encouragement, but it's self-belief.
Self-belief, that's it. Self-belief.
It's self-belief, because the mind is, it's almost like a sponge, and if you do say negative things, after time it does start to absorb them. So you're right, you absolutely have to have that encouragement, but the same, encourage yourself.
Yes,
you almost
make
your create your own Philip within yourself.
Yeah, and also I meant to say, there are people around me saying, you're this or you're that, and if you listen to them, you can literally put you down. That has happened to me so many times. I was like rock bottom, and I was just like, people just sort of just think of me as like, you're nothing. And I felt that for a long time. I was just like, I was nothing. And being a yoga teacher, I can tell you now, because I'm passionate what I'm talking about, I can speak to you now. But even then, when I was at school, I won't be able to sort of stand in front of people to speak. Even at work, I would sweat. Even if it's something that I believe in, if you think of saying, oh my God, because of your past experiences, it was like, oh, I know they'll just sort of say, they're just going to say it's nonsense, or they won't like it. And sometimes it actually sort of gets into you. And it's the same yes. with your practice. Please keep practicing. Yes. If you want, you can message me on Instagram. We can do some online together. Then we can do it together if you like, and I can give you more tips, sort of like on a one-to-one basis. And
lovely.
But
there's an offer. There's an offer for you, Evangeline. There's an offer for you.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Get in touch with me on Instagram, and we can sort something out. She says,
thank you, that means a lot, you're amazing.
Oh,
okay.
And okay, guys, also, just so you know, Kat, I know you're listening, and Vanessa, I know this. When I started, before I started doing yoga, I was wearing glasses. When my son and I will be at the bus stop, I will say to my son, "What number is that bus coming?" You know how big the number on the bus is. So it's like, and my son would say, "Mommy, it's such a big. Can you not see it?" I said, "No, I can't see it." So yeah, that was before I did yoga. I was wearing glasses because obviously I was in front of the computer all the time. And I started doing yoga. Within months, I stopped wearing glasses.
Really, you got 20/20 vision from doing yoga?
I don't. Yeah, and I can still read.
Wow, that's amazing.
I don't wear glasses, and also I know, I was just like, I don't dye my hair.
Amazing.
So I don't. I was like, I started taking I started noticing gray hairs again before I started doing my doing yoga, but then they just sort of like
they stopped.
They stopped.
Fascinating.
You know what? I attribute it to a downward facing dog is an inversion, because lots of inversion, and that's why I'm very much into my headstand and my handstands.
Yes, indeed, absolutely. I'm still scared, but anyway. Are there any more questions from the floor? And I'm going to say hi, Lisa. Lisa can't change her number over, but the question about from village to graphic designer was from Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for asking the question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. So if there are no more questions, we will let the lovely Norie go off and enjoy her evening, and wish you all a wonderful week ahead. This will be up on More Yoga's YouTube site, you know, within a couple of days. And the next one will be on the, lost track of the days, the 25th. I'm still speaking to a few people to see who's going to be on the 25th. Got to juggle some dates, but there will be the next yoga journeys on the 25th. So thank you so much for joining, so much for your support. It means so much. And thank you so much, Norie. Beautiful, beautiful journey.
Thank you, guys. I'm just reading. Can I just read the chat? I'm just sort of reading the chat.
You read the chat. I read them out to you, but I think everything's
yeah,
there.
I just want to.
There's some extra ones saying.
Thank you, guys.
You go ahead. You read away.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And I'm sorry about the tears.
You don't apologize for your tears, Norie. There's no need to apologize. You know, that's emotion. This is real. This is what happens when you share your story. You know, an emotional story at times. So the tears are part and parcel. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you all so much, and thank you so much. Some of you, I hope to see you in the classes soon. And lift the right corner of your mat, lift the left corner of your mat, and together we say namaste.
Wonderful evening, everyone. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.